Hello beautiful friends, you're here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and today we're talking about apples. And first I'll tell you why, and I'll also say that this is going to be a long video, because in my books there's so much information. Here's why I'm doing the apple video today. I went to go do massage for my best girlfriend in the world, Nicole, and she had me work with two of her other friends, and we just had a really good day. And then toward the end of the massage, we were outside and just relaxing, and they were having a glass of wine. And I looked just past the fence, and there was this huge, gorgeous tree full of these bright red apples. Like, they were just right in the sun, so beautiful. Like, and then I went. I knew why we did the massage at her house today was because I needed to see this. And I didn't see these below, but I knew that there would be some given sticks below. And I've been looking for apple wood for so long, you guys. All of these sticks were given from the tree just at the bottom of the earth. I've been wanting to use them in my potions and my oils. And then this I've been wanting to make a wand with, and I found like a trident-y looking thing, or like a chicken's foot. I don't know exactly what I'm going to use it for, but I know I'm going to use it for some sort of wand. Because apple wood can be so good in magical workings. And I'm going to read through my books really quick. So yeah, it was her neighbor's tree, and I said, can we go pick some things? And we went over there together. And if you guys have neighbors that have fruit on trees, like the peaches from Peggy's neighbor, they have so much that like there's not enough. There's just too much to eat, and so you feel like it's going to be wasted if you're not able to give it to somebody. So let's just start reading, because there's so much to read. And this fuzzy part of the camera here is because my phone split and fell on one of my stones, and it's shattered over the camera. So I'm working on getting a new phone, don't worry. So first we're going to read out of Wicca in the Kitchen, Scott Cunningham. Apple. There's so much. I just got to get right into it. This is for ingesting it. This is food, okay? Magical planet Venus, element water. Energies love, health, and peace. Starts out with lore. Love lore. The people who inhabited the prehistoric lake dwellings of Switzerland enjoyed apples, as shown by apple remains found there. Apples may have been eaten as long ago as the Paleolithic era. I hope I pronounced these things right, you guys. They were a valued food in ancient Egypt. Love ancient Egypt, me. Ramses III offered 848 baskets of apples to Hapi, the Egyptian god of the Nile. Along the north, Induga safeguarded a store of apples. When eaten, the apple gave the gift of perpetual youth to the goddess and gods. It is said that certain Norse priests were forbidden to eat apples due to the fruit's legendary lustful properties. Woo. Apples are still offered to Chango among the Yoruba. If you guys know what Chango or Yoruba is, please tell me. Apple trees once grew around the sacred island of Avalon in England, and apples were intimately linked with spirituality in the British Isles. Love British stuff. At one time, apples were always rubbed before they were eaten to remove all the demons or evil spirits that were thought to reside in them. How many times in a show, a movie, a cinema, have you seen somebody pull an apple from a tree? No pesticides to rub off. Take it, rub it all over their shirt, and then eat it. Witchcraft, y'all. Witchcraft. It's in everyday life. All around us. Even the smell of fresh apples was thought to bestow longevity and restore flagging physical strength. I can't explain the smell, and especially the smell of the apple with the leaf attached to it. I can smell outside. I can smell oxygen. I can smell fresh air. I can smell earth. I can smell the sun on the outside of this, and it's indescribable, right? Like, please, if you have some fresh apples, pick them, smell them, put your nose right into it. And if you're looking for apple wood and you don't have that, you can use the stem, you guys. You'll just have a smaller piece, but that is apple wood, right? Okay. At one time, apples were always rubbed. Even the smell of fresh apples was thought to bestow longevity and restore flagging physical strength. That was the lore. Now we're on to magical uses. Love. Simply eat a fresh apple. Carve a heart into the skin before devouring it. Use your magical tool. This is what Don gave me, my father, for Christmas a couple years ago. And it's his pocket knife he got as a gift in 1962 for a job well done at some shitty job. But he kept it for all these years, and it's covered in mother of pearl, and it's really special to me. So I would carve in my apple with this, okay? Carve a heart into the skin before devouring it. Let's just do that real quick. Or we could do a video just on magical apple spells. Let's do that. Then we'll make this video shorter and then a video just on magical apple spells. Yay! I'm excited for that, y'all. Okay, so now we are talking about, oh yeah, carve a heart, we did that. Drink apple cider. If you guys aren't drinking apple cider vinegar or know the properties of raw apple cider vinegar, look into it today. We should all be taking shots in the morning. Helps with so many things, but mainly alkalizes the body. Apples are such a good alkalizer for the body. We live in such an acidic world. Bacon apple pie flavored with cinnamon, ginger, and sugar. Share an apple with a lover. Alright. Those are all for love. Now, for health. Place a glass of apple cider between your palms. Visualize health and healing energies flowing into it between your hands, just like we use our intention and we push our intention in there. That's what Scotty's talking about. Visualize your body's natural healing ability gaining in strength. See yourself being healed. Then drink the cider. Oh God, I love that. We're going to certainly do that in a video. Or cut an apple into 3 parts with a sharp knife while visualizing and eat all 3 parts. I love threes. It's a great apple spell. Now for the last point. Peace. Add applesauce, apple cake, apple dumplings, or some other cooked form of apples into your diet for peace. Okay, that was Wicca in the Kitchen, Encyclopedia of by Scotty. Don't lose my page there. And now we're on to my basic Bible, the Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs by Scott Cunningham, my Scotty. And there's so much to say. It starts here and it goes on for like ever, so we're at 7 minutes. Okay, let's push through because I even have some stuff to talk about medicinal qualities. So, apple. Now this is for magical uses. The book before we're talking about ingesting it just as a food. Okay. It's important to say that the seeds in large amount have arsenic in them and that they're poisonous, you guys. So know that part of the apple is a poison and you should always take caution with that. Folk names, fruit of the gods, fruit of the underworld, silver branch, the branch bow, tree of love. Gender, you want to guess? Feminine. Planet Venus, element. Most fruits tend to be water. They're very watery. Element water. Deities, Venus, Dionysus, Olwen, Apollo, Hera, Athena, Aphrodite, Diana, Zeus, and Aduna. I apologize if I said any of those wrong. If anybody, those are your deities, please tell me how to pronounce them the correct way phonetically in the comments if you know how to do that, please, because I would like to be able to do that the right way. And honor all of the gods, not just mine. Powers, love, healing, garden magic, yay! And immortality. I really like that. And I think that's why it's in a lot of Disney stuff, apple magic. Okay, ritual uses. August 13th, which just passed, okay, new information to me though, was Diana's festival in Greece. Venus is in Rome, and on this day a ritual meal was prepared, part of which consisted of apples still hanging on their boughs. So they're cooking them right on the boughs. Yeah, or just eating them right off of. Let's get more into it. Wiccan altars are often piled high with apples for Samhain, for the apple is considered to be one of the foods of the dead. For this very reason, Samhain is sometimes known as the Feast of Apples. Had you guys heard that? I hadn't heard that. The apple is a symbol of immortality. A branch of the apple which bore buds, flowers, and fully ripened fruit, sometimes known as the silver bow, was a kind of magical charm when enabled its possessor to enter the land of the gods, the underworld, in Celtic mythology. In the English ballad, Thomas the Rhymer, the fairy queen warns Thomas against eating any of the apple and pears which hung in her garden, for to eat the food of the dead ensures that there will be no return to the world of the living. It's powerful. In some Wiccan traditions, the apple is a symbol of the soul, and so they are buried on Samhain so that those who will be reborn in the spring will have food during the cold winter months. That's so cool. So now we're on to magical uses. The apple has long been used in spells for love. The blossoms are added to love sachets, brews, and incenses, and they are infused in melted pink wax, then strained out to make candles suitable to burn for attracting love. Anything with wax I'm really drawn to, and apples are kind of like added with wax these days. Of course, not if you're picking them like this, but a lot of the apples in the stores, if they're not organic, they're waxed. So it's interesting that that's kind of spoken about here, I suppose. Just something that popped into my head. Where were we at? A simple apple love spell consists of cutting an apple in half and sharing it with your loved one. That's so awesome. How many times have we all done that? Cut an apple and shared it with our children. Cut an apple and given it to an elderly person and shared it. That's magic, you guys. That's a form of some beautiful, beautiful kitchen magic and love. Witchcraft, right? So this ensures that you will be happy together when you cut it and share it with your loved one. A similar spell directs you to hold an apple in your hands until warm, and then give it to your intended. If he or she eats it, your love will be returned. Apples are also used in divination, which were so popular among unmarried women in Europe for so many centuries. Simply cut an apple in two and count the number of seeds. I've heard of this before. If they are even, marriage will soon occur. If one of the seeds is cut, it may be a stormy relationship. If two are cut, widowhood is foretold. However, if an uneven number of seeds are found, the woman will remain unmarried in the near future. Spinster? Oh no! It's not the worst thing in the world. So that'll be cool. I think that'll be interesting. Maybe I'll have one of my girlfriends who's single try that, and we'll do like a witchy chat on that spell. I think that'll be really fun. Super fun. One last apple love spell. Scotty. Take an apple before it falls from the tree and write upon it with a sharp knife the following. I'm going to hold the book up so that you can read it. Write that. And now I'll try and pronounce it. So, the apple's still stuck on the tree. You're taking your penknife or your magical knife, and you're up there, and you're carving on it. Now, Scotty, like, honestly, you wouldn't want to hurt something in nature like that, but I trust anything that Scotty says, so if he says this isn't going to hurt the tree, I totally am for anything that he does, because he's one of just the most beautiful natural witches that I've ever read and come across. So with the sharp knife, carve the following: Alio plus Delio plus Delato and it's ALEO plus DELEO plus DELATO, which I showed you in the little clip. As you do this, say the following words. I conjure thee, apple, by these names which are written on thee, that what woman or man toucheth and tasteth thee may love me and burn in my love as fire melteth wax. Then give the apple to whom you will, but be warned, for this, like much love magic, borders on manipulation. And I think what Scotty's talking about there is attraction magic is excellent from what I've read of what he says. But love magic is tricky. If you get someone to be attracted to you, it's their choice to fall in love with you. But at least you got them to notice you. But if you put a love spell on someone, you might be in love with a dummy. Like, if you're a good enough witch and they will worship your feet. I mean, you could have like this puppy that never leaves. And I've met so many people that have come across that. And I've never dabbled in that. And I don't think that I will. But I'm not going to say that I've never put some small charms on my husband to like our passion oil or something like that. Or lit a candle with an anointment oil and had something go weird. Where he wasn't himself exactly. Or I did a love spell on myself to influence more love in the home, and then I got a little weird. So I think it's important to remember that try the attraction spell at least first, because the outcome will be much easier, and there'll be less backlash, if you will, if you get what I'm saying. And if you've had any experience with this, please put it in the comments, because I want to hear all about what my friends are doing with love magic and or attraction magic, right? Now, we're getting there. We're getting there. For healing, cut an apple into 3 pieces. Rub each on the affected part of the body and then bury them. Oh, I love that idea. If you have lower back pain and maybe a headache and some depression, rub 1 apple piece where your head hurts, 1 apple piece where the depression might lie. Or if you have anxiety, rub it here where you feel there's that elephant on your chest. And then rub the other one on your back for back pain. Or if your back pain's severe, rub all 3 parts on different parts of your back. I mean, but just put that intention into there as you're rubbing it. This is so cool. I love this idea. I know that I say that about a lot of things. But I do love witchcraft and magic. Okay. And so, for healing, cut an apple into 3 pieces, rub each on the affected parts of the body, and then bury them. Do this during the waning of the moon to banish illness. So, I know that we're going to talk about waxing and waning and how to understand that in a different video, but basically, when the moon is waxing, it's building and getting full. And when it's waning, it's getting smaller. Okay? So, waxing, if you wax your car, it gets bigger, right? Because you're putting layers of wax on it. Think of it that way. And when it's waning, those layers are coming back down and you're getting toward a new moon where the moon is fully dark. And a full moon, it's fully light. We'll do another video on waxing and waning, maybe tonight because the new moon's coming, if I have the energy. Alright. To ensure that you do not contact a fever, eat an apple. Period. Great advice. If you are a gardener, pour cider onto a freshly turned earth to give it life just before planting. Awesome. I'll be telling Alex that. Also pour libations on roots just before tree rituals. What's libations? And if you grow apples, bury 13 leaves of the apple tree after harvest to ensure a good crop for the next year's apple. The Norse, as well as many other peoples, ate apples to gain immortality through wisdom. And the wood of the apple tree can be made into charms for longevity. That's fantastic. Charms for longevity. Who doesn't need more longevity in their life? Applewood also makes excellent magical wands. I knew it! See? I knew it. I'd heard it before, but it may have been intuition. I don't know. I'm sure I'd heard it before. Especially suited to emotional magic as well as love rites. Okay. So I will be making this into an anti-depression emotional magical tool. And I will hold it as a little mini trident when I get sad. That's what I've decided to do with it. Do you want to watch me make that? Do you think that might be helpful to you? If you have apple trees, go forage some wood that the trees just dropped. These are all things that the tree just dropped, except for these 5 apples that my friend picked for me. And I think they're special because she chose them for me. I just held my shirt open like this, and she just threw them in there. And she picked 5, and I like that number too. It's super special. Okay. Applewood also makes excellent magical wands, especially suited to emotional magic as well as love rites. Use apple cider in place of blood, where it is called for in old recipes. Really good information because not a lot of people want to use blood. Okay? Apples can be fashioned into poppets for magical figures, or in use for spells or images can be carved from the wood itself. Before eating any apple, rub it to remove any demons or evil spirits, like we talked about in the Wicca in the Kitchen. Any demons or evil spirits which might be hiding inside. You can't be too careful. So apparently that's where they like to hide. Finally, unicorns live beneath apple trees. Yay! I was wondering where they lived. Where do you live, unicorns? Beneath the apple tree. Alex will be so excited to know. As well as those of ash. So beneath the ash tree or the apple tree. Need to get an ash tree. And so if you know of an apple orchard, quietly go there on a misty day. You may see a single horn, upraised and horse-like animal quietly munching sweet magical apples. Okay, we're on a time crunch because I want to get this all into one video, but I have to tell you a story that I thought about a long time ago. Like, you know that show that's on MTV with, they do pranks and they like hurt themselves. I don't want to say the word because it has a bad word in it, but it's Jack Buns. Okay. So Johnny Knoxville, I think it would be so funny if you had a farm on the side of a big freeway and you had a white horse and then just you put a horn on its head so it looked like a unicorn was just chilling in a field. And I'm not talking about a busy highway. I'm talking about one that someone drives by like every 20 minutes. So out of the corner of their eye, they'd be like, oh, horse, wait, unicorn, and then they would be gone. I always thought that would be great. What do you guys think? Do you think that's funny? Okay, apple. And this is coming out of my herbal handbook that I had way before witchcraft. And it's just like, these are medicinal informations from a gentleman named David Hoffman. And I'm assuming he's some sort of physician. Okay, so apple, one of the most effective non-cereal bulk laxatives. High in pectin. Pectin is a way to cleanse out heavy metals. Really important. Pectin from organic fruit. Which appears to lower cholesterol uptake from the diet. This makes them indicated, so a good thing, for cardiovascular problems along with other fruits. They are indicated, a good thing, for rheumatism and gout, congestive bronchitis, kidney and urinary tract problems as a soothing diuretic. It will help you urinate. It may help in liver disease. This makes apples an advisable food for most people. They are almost Britain's best health asset. This book must be written by a British person, I'm just guessing, because it always says things like, in Britain they're full of pesticides, like they're full of pesticides everywhere. Okay, in Britain they're a great health asset, or maybe Britain's most best health asset. Although they give an acid feeling to the teeth, there is a stimulation of alkaline saliva and washing, so are preventative to decay. That's really important to know. Apples and citrus fruits, we think they're acids. They're not. They're alkaline when it comes to the body. Yes, they're acidic in taste, but they're not acids. They're alkaline. They help us balance our body and bring it out of the acidic environment and into the alkaline. And this keeps you from ever getting any kinds of cancers and such. If your body is alkaline and it's in homeostasis, it cannot get dis-ease. And dis-ease, you got to break up that word. So if you need more information on that, I'm not a doctor, but let me know and I'll help you. Raw apples are cleansing to the teeth, and all fruits cause the least problems. Like I say all the time, fruit has everything you need and nothing that you don't. Go pick some apples today, you guys. I love you. Come back and join me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch.